On Christmas morning, standing in a grocery store torn between a chocolate cake and an apple pie, she called her mom to ask which dessert to bring. Her mother went quiet, then admitted the family had already celebrated Christmas the day before. Without telling her, her father grabbed the phone and bluntly said, "Everything was easier without you there." She didn't argue. She simply paid for the cake and walked out. Driving aimlessly, she passed a community center hosting a Christmas meal for families in temporary housing. On impulse, she donated the untouched cake. There she met Laya, a 9-year-old girl, and her mother Monica, who'd lost her job and then her apartment, landing them in a family shelter. Laya's simple question, "Is the whole cake really for us?" struck her deeply. She'd secretly bought her parents a $285,000 bungalow months earlier, planning to transfer ownership after Christmas. The deed was still in her name. Nothing had been finalized. After the phone call, she emailed her attorney and withdrew consent for the transfer, effective immediately. That evening, her mother called screaming, "You can't give our house to strangers," accidentally revealing that the family had decided over a week earlier to exclude her and had told relatives she had other plans. Over the following days, the truth unraveled. Her aunt confirmed the cover story. Her sister Leah admitted she'd noticed the absence but hadn't questioned it. And worst of all, Leah recalled her father raising a toast at dinner. "Next Christmas, we'll all be at our new place, celebrating a house that was still legally hers, at a dinner she wasn't invited to." Visiting the empty bungalow later, she realized her parents had emotionally already moved in, calling it our house, planning furniture, imagining holidays there. Confronting her father, she learned the real reason for her exclusion. Her recent refusal to laugh off his cutting jokes, her insistence on being treated with respect, had made him tired of feeling challenged. He admitted he expected her hurt to pass because "you always come back," revealing that her lifelong forgiveness had been read as permission to keep hurting her. Rather than seeking revenge, she chose to redirect the gift. After weeks of research, she partnered with an established transitional housing nonprofit, retaining legal ownership of the bungalow while letting the organization independently screen and place a family in need, refusing to influence who received it, even declining to know if Monica applied. She also began stepping back from her role as the family's unpaid organizer, no longer coordinating birthdays, warranty calls, or lunches. Things got messier without her invisible labor, but everyone adapted. Her mother, in a later face-to-face conversation, finally admitted she'd been the one who lied to relatives about her daughter's plans, and that she and the father had assumed the gift would survive no matter how they treated her. Her father, meanwhile, apologized only for consequences, never for the choice itself, and their relationship stayed distant. Months later, she learned Monica and Leia had been selected for the bungalow through the nonprofit's normal screening process. Watching Monica rebuild her life, stable job, savings, an ordinary mother-daughter routine, meant more to her than reclaiming the house ever could have. The following Christmas, she didn't go to her parents' house. Instead, she joined Monica, Leia, her sister, and friends for a small, unplanned gathering. When she arrived carrying the same kind of chocolate cake, Leia recognized her instantly, delighted rather than uncertain this time. At the table, she found her own place already set, not because she'd organized anything, but because she'd simply been expected. She reflects that the difference between the two Christmases wasn't the size of the gesture, but the shift from being needed to being wanted. A year earlier, she'd been trying to earn her place at a table that had already decided to exclude her. This time, no one asked her to fix anything, solve anything, or prove her worth. She was simply included, without conditions. The story closes on that quiet realization. Love that requires one person to constantly give, absorb, and return no matter how they're treated isn't really love. It's an arrangement. Real belonging doesn't need to be purchased, managed, or forgiven into existence. It's just there, waiting, with a chair already pulled out.